Huh? It's gone. It'll be back. Don't worry. Hey, how's it going? This is Reed, aka CarnivorousChef, and I asked you on Instagram to ask me questions for this video. I don't know if all of you thought it was for a video or not, and if I didn't answer your question and expected it to be posted on Instagram, I'm sorry, but it'll be here either way. So let's just get started. The first one is from New Zealand Nicole, and she asks, do you think carnivore is good for weight loss? I mean, yeah, it definitely is good for weight loss in my opinion. It's no different than any other diet though, where there's got to be some sort of caloric restriction, and that's true for carnivore, because I've gained weight on carnivore just from eating way too much meat and dairy. And that was basically no carbohydrates, but I was probably getting 4,000 calories a day, and it just is what it is. If you're gonna eat too much, you're probably gonna continue to stall or gain weight even. It's just you've gotta figure out a way to calorically restrict to lose weight, in my opinion. And there's a lot of things that factor in, such as your hormonal balance and how much stress you're under, or just things like that can affect your weight already. So yeah, of course you can lose weight and it's going to be a caloric deficit. And you can do that on any diet, but the thing I find with carnivore is that it feels easier to maintain your diet. Whereas if I was doing keto, the second I feel stressed, I might go out and get some keto cookies or something like that, stuff I don't really need, and stuff that I personally know makes me feel pretty bad at the end of the day. So yeah, I do think you can lose weight on carnivore, and it's probably one of the biggest reasons most people do this diet. But for me, it's more of a mental health thing, and that's why I stick to it. Any weight loss I've had has just been a positive side effect of what I'm doing. So the next question is from Kind of Caramel, and she asks, how long have you been carnivore? I believe today is 486. Today's June 6th, 2021. And I started on February 3rd, 2020. I don't know if my math's right or not. I kind of don't keep too much track of it anymore, but I do like to look back every now and then and see how far I've come. Pink Sprinkled Lifter asks, what's your long-term goal with training? My long-term goal with training is pretty non-existent, honestly. I've been lifting and training for probably 10 years off and on. It really just started with weight loss. Like, I thought you had to lift weights and run and all these things to lose weight, which is not true. It's all diet, really. If anything, these things can hinder your weight loss just because they're stressor. But if you manage them correctly, they can help you look better and improve performance and help your mental health and things like that. At least from what I've found. I'm no doctor, so this is how it is. That's just how I know it. Right now, I have a short-term goal of doing a Spartan race. If you've followed me on Instagram, you know that's all I've been talking about, really. So right now I have a short-term goal of increasing my cardio. So I guess really long-term, all I really want is to look better. If that matters to people, like, it kind of matters to me, but I've been fat my whole life, and I'd like to see myself as a not fat version of myself at some point. So I guess I'm gonna just keep working towards that. Twinkle Twinkle Paleo, I think that's what that says, asks, why did you decide to follow a carnivore diet rather than a ketogenic diet? And I've done keto before, and like I said a couple questions ago, it's just too easy for me to fall back on some crap that didn't exist when I first started doing keto. Like, I couldn't just go to the store and get keto cookies or bread or anything like that. The most I had was low-carb tortillas, and whenever I found those, it was kind of the biggest downfall for me, because it led me to look out for more of those things. But when I first started doing keto, I was very successful because I was on a whole foods diet. I was eating a lot of eggs, eating a lot of chicken, eating a lot of salads, and that slowly evolved to eating tacos made with low-carb tortillas, or making cheese tortilla shells and low-carb pizzas with almond flour and all this other crap that I just didn't need. I should have just stuck with what I was doing, which was pretty much the same thing every day. It was bacon and eggs for breakfast and about a whole chicken and a salad for dinner. And I was dropping weight like crazy, but it kind of devolved, and it's because I had too many choices at that point. I'm not somebody that's great with too many choices because I want to try everything. You know, that's the way I am, and I know it's the way a lot of people are. But it's the biggest reason why I'm sticking with a carnivore diet and why it works so well for me. If I happen to want to go off choice, I'm just going to go for it, because I already know how I'm going to feel whether I eat a keto cookie or if I eat a real cookie. In fact, I probably would rather eat a real cookie because I know it'll go away faster. It'll make me feel worse in less time. Amazing88 asks, what's the first dish you cooked? As a chef, I don't really know. I started off in this industry as a burger cook. Like I cooked burgers and fries and things like that at a small family-owned type restaurant. Personally, the thing I remember the most is starting off with eggs, because I read The Paleo Solution by Mark Sisson, and it seemed the paleo diet seemed like the way to go, and it still seems like a good way to go if you're interested in that. But the easiest thing for me to cook and afford at that time was eggs. So I started off by burning a load of eggs, and now I'm good at making eggs because I've been doing it for 7-8 years, you know? Del Norte 27 wants to know, what is the cutting protocol you're going to be using? I know this is a little late. I'm doing a reverse diet right now, which is taking 20% of my maintenance calories away and then adding in 5 to 10% every couple weeks back to maintenance. Right now I'm at about 2450-ish or so. I try to stick below 2500. And yeah, it's working out so far. I lost 6 pounds this past week, and yeah, it's just working. Renee Armstrong asks, what do you value most? I'd say my biggest value are friends and family that will either come to me when they have problems or that allow me to come to them when I have problems. Other than that, everything's pretty face value and everything comes and goes, but those things don't seem to go too far for the most part, so I guess that's what I value most. STGWSM, not sure what that means, asks, can tallow be made from brisket trimmings? Yeah, it can be. Just cook it out, strain it. You got plenty of tallow. Doc Scott asks, what's your go-to rub? I don't really have one. I have a seasoning that I made. I'm thinking about selling it again. It's called Carnivore Companion, and you can find it on Instagram at carnivore.companion if you want to follow along. You'll see it there first if I decide to try to sell it again. I use a lot of smoky things if I'm gonna go for a rub. Like the only seasoning I've made for that is, it's called Smokestack. It's got smoked paprika, chipotle powder, and smoked salt in it. So it's a super smoky, barbecue-y kind of flavor. But other than that, I typically just go for salt and pepper. Spencer Dunzik asks, I'm a chef in Maine, and what do you find is the hardest thing about being carnivore around food? The hardest thing is the temptation, because at home I don't have those things at my house. Like, we have table bread that we give out for free at the restaurant, and it's just there. Like, I don't want it necessarily, but every now and then I'll just go pick a piece up, take a bite of it, and then I'm swallowing it, and then halfway through that I'm just like, what the f am I doing? And I throw it away and I feel bad, and it's a weird regret thing the whole time. Like, if I'm working on a station and I eat something and I just didn't need to eat it, or if I wasn't hungry, it's just a habit, it makes me feel bad. It's not easy. None of that's easy. It's a very uncontrolled environment, and it will test the willpower of even the strongest willed person, I would have to say. It's like putting an alcoholic into a bar and saying, don't drink, you know? I'm not trying to say that my problems are as bad as an alcoholic's, but it's gotta be at least somewhat similar of a situation, you know? It's not easy. The Card Shop Vansville asks, Insomnia on Carnivore, leg cramps all the time on Carnivore, and salt is normal per blood work ideas. I'm not too sure, I'm not a doctor. You could be out of balance with the rest of your electrolytes. If I had to take a wild guess, could not be getting enough nutrients in general. Try adding some organ meats, not just liver, just try adding other things like heart, kidney. You could be deficient in anything. I don't really know, I'm not a doctor. I'm a chef. That's pretty much all the questions. If there was any repeats, I'm sorry I didn't repeat them. But thank you for asking me your questions. I'm glad to answer them. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit that thumbs up for me. Follow me on Instagram, and you might see more question things like this. So just be on the lookout for those. All right. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked the video, please subscribe. Okay, see you on the next one.